What's up, guys? Welcome to Knowledge Doesn't Take Place. I'm your host, j.mouzas, and I'm flying to the world's most expensive city. If you didn't watch my first video, I recommend you to pause this one, go watch it, and please don't forget to subscribe. This is the second video to learn a little bit about Angola before I land. This is the Angolan flag. The color black in the bottom represents the African continent. The red represents the blood of those who fought for Angola, for the independence and civil war. I will cover that later. In the middle, it features a yellow half-gear wheel crossed by a machete and crowned with a star. The star symbolizes internationalism and progress. The cogwheel is for industrial workers, and the machete represents agricultural laborer. It is colored in yellow to represent the wealth of the nation. Yep, I know what you're thinking. It is kinda similar to the former URRSs. The difference is that in the Angolan flag, it displays a machete, and in the former URRS, it displays a hammer. You know what that means. I don't have to say much. Angola has strong ties with Russia. And you know that if you have strong ties with Russia, if you're not communist, you are low-key communist or dictatorship. The real question is, why Luanda, a capital of an undeveloped third world country, full of potholes in the road, rubbish bins on fire, the most expensive city in the world, more expensive than LA, New York, Hong Kong, London, Vancouver. Do I have to go on? A hotel room can cost you $314 per night. A pair of jeans can cost you $150. Yes, that's what you heard. To rent an apartment, it's going to cost you $6,800. And you won't spend less than $100 in a restaurant for a meal. Angola produces nothing but oil. Large portion of their everyday amenities have been imported. That's the reason why everything is so expensive. One key factor was the civil war. Angola went through a civil war for 3 decades after its independence, which slowed down most of the agricultural exports and the country's infrastructure. The end of the war was in April 4, 2002. A third of the population had been internally displaced. 2/3 didn't have access to running water. When the economy started booming, Angola became an attraction for giant oil and gas companies, and the playground for Sonangol, the biggest Angolan oil and gas company. Remember that exclave province I talked about in the last video? If you didn't watch it, go check it out now so you don't miss out on information. Cabinda contains over 60% of Angolan oil reserve. Luanda is mostly built off the oil industry money the country thrives off. Going back to what I said, after the Civil War, the economy grew 534%, but still, the everyday person doesn't have a good quality of life. 19% of men and 15% of women in the country attained high school level education. Around 22% of children in Angola are still out of the education system, and 48% of enrolled children do not complete primary education. Only 11% of children aged 3 to 5 years old have access to preschool education. And why is that? Lack of resources and bad leadership. So, in other words, I would say that the less educated you are, the better for the Angolan government, because it is easier to control and rule over an uneducated population. The healthcare system is poor. Every day in Angola, people die for lack of medical assistance. Equipment such as medical gloves, needles, and syringes. Lack of professionals and facilities. Children die every day because there are no pills at the hospital. And if the hospital is selling a pill, they cannot afford it. There is no basic sanitation as well. Well, guys, I am about to land. I will see you guys in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe so you will be notified when I share a video. Press the like button and please share your opinion in the comments, because that's very important for me and is going to help the channel grow as well.